Today, I want to talk to you about memory loss, what it's like, and why, in some ways, I am grateful for it. When I started experiencing memory loss, it was and remains the most terrifying thing I had ever experienced. I was in my teens, and my partner and my best friend had just returned from a 2-week trip to Italy. While they'd been gone, I kept a daily diary of all my activity and comings and goings. We were hanging out on the couch 4 or so days after their return, and they realized I had no idea they'd ever been gone. They showed me the journal entries, and I insisted that it must not have been me who'd written them. Someone must have stolen my pens and written this. They took me to the hospital, but nothing came of it. I believe they said I must have just been tired. After that bang of a start, I had very gradual progression over the next several years. I would forget conversations I just had, or loop them like Dory in Finding Nemo. I had more and more trouble recalling things. I lost my ability to place my memories in time. I lost the ability to remember the rest of this list. I would find myself wandering when things were stressful. No idea where I was going, what I was doing, how long I'd been doing it, or why. I would find myself standing in places like grocery stores and parking lots with no idea why I was there or how I got there. I stopped recognizing places I went to every day or needing maps to get to my classes. Just recently, my partner and doctor discovered that I don't remember all the months and seasons and what order they go because apparently that's a thing somehow everyone knows. I don't get it. I forget the beginning of long sentences by the end, and I have trouble staying on task, and that's why I use a teleprompter. When I finally was willing and able to seek medical help, several years in, I told the doctor, crying, that it felt like I was dying. And I can really see where I was coming from. I was used to being entirely self-sufficient. I had lived without parents since I was 16, and before that, my sibling and I had been neglected, so I cared for us. I'd been gaslit and abused by countless other people. The idea that not only did I more and more need to rely on others for help, but that my memory was incredibly fallible, and that I had to trust the memories of others more than my own, felt dangerous and invalidating. My world was turned upside down. My PTSD was at the worst it had ever been, and I felt helpless, my most hated emotion. And then something changed that altered the way I thought about my memory loss forever. I forgot what things used to be like. Not just before memory loss, but before anything. I can remember events from the past, but I can't compare the way I lived life in the past to the present. The generalization was gone. And just like that, the firestorm of suffering and bitter feelings of loss subsided like a passing flood. There was simply nothing left to mourn. There were facts about the past, but they were just that, the past. They couldn't be changed, and that allowed me to move on. Now there's a good chance you're sitting there like, golly gee, Charlotte, I'm glad you're not sad anymore, but that kind of dulls in comparison to the ability to remember what's behind you when you turn around. That's not a solution. All the positive addresses part of the problem. Without the negative, the need for the positive would be gone. If that's what you're thinking, yes, I would like to remember waking up this morning, but also I don't exist in a disability vacuum. And that's where this gets interesting for me. Not only can I not remember having a functional memory, but I can't remember before any of my other disabilities. I can't remember what it was like to not have to avoid the sun, and more contemporarily, I can't remember being able to walk more than a few shaky steps. So many people experience deep feelings of loss when they lose the ability to walk, and that's incredibly valid. Not only does that involve adapting everything in your life, but there's no way for most people to avoid thinking about how every time they would move 2 steps while cooking or working in the garden before, they now have to go through a complicated process of shuffling what's in their hands, restrapping everything, picking everything back up. Each one of those moments can build resentment. But for me, I have been able to skip past that completely and just focus on learning new skills and new ways to do things. And this has been amazing. I have always been tenacious. I would never have survived till now otherwise. But it has ultimately been my memory loss that has allowed me to burn bright while forging forward. See, I used to be a very unhappy person. I always had a smile on my face. I was always bright and kind and expressive to others, but I carried a lot of pain. Pain from discrimination, from my childhood, from sexual assault, from not understanding why I couldn't hold my life together the same way everyone else did. I mourned my past. I mourned the things I would never get to have. I mourned being lost and feeling alone. But I always looked for the positive little corner in everything to push forward. When a lot of people develop dementia, they often get cold or bitter or angry. They reject their experiences, their surroundings, the people close to them. But for me, I just got happy. If I didn't focus on the bad, I didn't remember it. That little bright corner overshadows the rest. If I don't remember what things look like, and I focus on the bright part of everything, then just about everything is the most beautiful and exciting thing I've ever seen. And everything is always seen through fresh eyes. And since I'm no longer afraid to admit when I don't know something, I'm able to learn so much more from the people around me. I may lose chunks of my day doing things in circles, wandering aimlessly around my house, or forgetting what I was talking about, but memory loss has made me a better person, a more enjoyable person, a more unabashed person. I'm grateful for the positive things it has brought into my life, and I'm accepting of the negatives. Though that realization has come with hardship, it ultimately has left me a better person. So what about you? Do you have a disability that's played a positive role in your life? I'd love for you to share your story with others in the comments down below. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, as it really helps this channel out. If you would like to see more of my content and would like to know when it's released, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell icon, as YouTube has recently changed how their subscription system works. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Charlotte Through the Web, and until next time, keep rolling forward. Take a sip, young Skywalker. Take a sip.